Previously on the Seventh Valkyrie, May reveals the story of the Watchers for the Wild, and how their history, and the history of the Valgardians, is forever linked to that of Apostalys. What does this mean for Cyrus, BC, May, and the rest of us? Well, find out now on the Seventh Valkyrie. It was the shattering that sent them from this world, and made them disappear in the first place. Okay, great that this end-of-the-world evil is coming someday, but we do realize we're dealing with kind of a problem of our own right now, BC said. You know, this whole Machine King thing? If Apostalys isn't going to show up tomorrow, then why the hell does this kid need to be here? Kid doesn't look like he can fucking fight, much less, I don't know, stop the end of the world, so why is he here anyway? This is like the worst place he could be. Believe me, B, I have already requested for him to be moved, but even with the swift feet of a wolf it will take time to reach Erytheme for permission to move him to another Watcher. Until that time, he is my responsibility. Well, I've never known you to be one to just follow orders blindly, BC said pointedly. Then you have never met the Erytheme, May answered. They both looked at me, and I lowered my head, holding my hands together to keep them from shaking. The prey animal within me still wanted to shrivel up and run and hide, even thinking about that massive black wolf. I'm sorry, B. When it comes to the Erytheme, orders are orders. We will protect him until he can be moved. We could hide him here in my suite. There are other places within the city where we could stash him. I will need your help, for certain, and we will have to do our best to make sure that his power is hidden, sealed away. But we must keep an eye on him. Okay, well, keeping him here is already a terrible idea, but let's definitely not keep him in your suite. There's no better way to attract attention than locking a door, especially now when everyone is hiding and everyone is suspicious. Not to mention the fact that we already know Velvet is compromised. As well as Eclipse, who knows where else in the pit. You are right. I can tell you have an idea. What do you propose as an alternative? Well, we hide him in plain sight. Send him over to Flair. Start training him as a bartender or an entertainer. Look, with his crazy hair, he'd fit right in over there. And I don't think they've had a fresh twink in a long time. Customers would be stoked. Yo, Cyrus, you suck dick well, kid? Excuse me? No, first of all. And second, what is a twink? Wait. C sent me over a mental image of his best guess, and I didn't think it was right, but it was disturbing. Okay, I don't know, whatever you're talking about, then no. I don't care to do anything you just talked about. None of this twinking or dicking or none of it. As out of the question. May, please tell me I don't have to. BC threw her arm around my shoulder. Hey, look, kid, it's not as bad as you think, she said, getting a sly look on her face. You see, the key is that you've got to really commit. Think about it like you're... BC, this is fascinating, coming from a woman who has not had an encounter in the entire time she has been in the pit, May said calmly. Oh yeah, fucking burn! I think. BC grumbled something about theory and experience and how May had no idea, but the topic was dropped. You are correct about one thing, though. Setting aside the noble art of sex work, if there is any place where a golden-haired Valgardian boy could fit in, it would be at Flair. There are enough chaotic energies in that club that a Leviathan could hide if you had enough confidence. As long as you keep your gift suppressed, like you are now, Cyrus, you should be able to hide in there. Hey, Cyrus. So, of course, everybody knows what suppressing your gift means, but just in case BC doesn't know, could you ask? May and BC were discussing details between them. They'd already agreed on the idea when I spoke up. May, in the sake of being entirely clear, I am not currently suppressing my gift, and I don't even know what that means or how I would do it if I wanted to. The two of them stopped talking, and May looked at me like I'd just said that I didn't know what walking was. I struggled to elaborate. Well, so I actually didn't have any gifts until about a week ago, I said. I mean, if that's what you call this weird, sixth sense that feels like music, and my other senses getting stronger. They all showed up like right when I got to Edera, very, very recently. So there was, I don't. You didn't have gifts until a week ago, she asked. How old are you? I shrugged. We didn't count birthdays on Valgardia, at least not that I remembered. By all standards, that would make you an exceptionally late bloomer. What happened to trigger these gifts? She asked. Was it just random? Did they just show up one day? No, I said. So this is another part that I hadn't quite gotten to yet, but they started showing up right after I was burned alive and then rebuilt by a demon. The two women crossed their fingers under their chins in unison, looking at me with open eyes. That sounds crazy, I said. They both nodded. I know it sounds crazy. So, but yeah, he might be after me too, I said. But usually he just appears in my dreams, apart from that time in Sunsettin where he burned me alive and, rebuilt me. I told Erathim all of this, I promise. This is all, Without looking away from me, BC pulled the bag of blitz powder and tapped it on May's chest. May didn't seem to realize it, at least until BC tapped her again, and May pushed away the bag. BC shrugged and took another hit while May closed her eyes and rubbed her temples. Sorry, I needed that, BC said, while May let out a big sigh. In all my years, May muttered, then clapped her hands together. Well, we will not get any further chasing the many, many rabbits that seem to be racing across your paths, Valgardian. We must hunt the ones that are in front of us. First, we must ensure your safety, Cyrus, and though I don't know about this fiery demon, I can tell you that Apostalys is a far greater threat. I will reach out to Frida to harbor you safely at Flair until I can arrange for your transfer to another Watcher. People come and go all of the time from this city, so another strange boy from a strange land won't stand out for a few weeks. Erathim could not have possibly known, but this city is dangerous right now, and there are 1,000 better hiding places far, far from here, so we will be getting you out of here absolutely as soon as possible. But you have to endure in the meantime. My face must have betrayed my uncertainty. Her eyes softened. Know that this is for your good and your safety. I promised that I would protect you while you were in my care, and I take that promise seriously. I will protect you with fang and claw and every ounce of my wits until we can find you a safer place to go. I bowed my head in respect. Fang and claw, at least, meant to the death. And in the meantime, well, I will see what I can do to help you understand more about your gifts and your situation, she said. For a moment, we were silent, and then BC chimed in. How can I help with all this? BC asked. And, our other pressing problem, the Machine King? I need you focused on him, May said. Though, the details of that will come later. I have no intention of letting Cyrus get anywhere near that situation. Understood, BC said. So what, just Pretend I don't know him until we get reintroduced at Flare? May nodded. Your eyes on Cyrus will help. I know how often you drink at Flare. No one will notice you heckling yet another bartender. BC laughed. I can do heckling, she said, reaching over and mussing up my hair and then rolling her eyes. Ugh, come on, it's no fun when you look all hurt every time. Cyrus, you'll spend the night here with me, I continued. We'll need to get as much of my scent on you as possible to distract from your unique one. BC's eyebrows raised, and she playfully punched me in the shoulder. It really hurt. You're lucky, she said. Not everyone gets to learn from the Lady of Love herself. BC, May snapped, and then stopped and considered. Well, a rumor or two about a secret paramour might throw a few inquisitive eyes off our trail. I know how the girls like to gossip, and it might give me reason to visit Flare. Hey, you have had stranger tastes before. Maybe everyone would just pass off his weird vibes as him having some mad good thing to slang. I like this new reputation we've manufactured for ourselves. See, we didn't even do anything. They've been... I realized I had said that part out loud. Both women were looking at me. I was voice in the head. I'll try to, yeah. BC stood up, looking back to May, then looking to me, and looking to the door. Well, seems like we've got pretty much all of it planned for tonight. You gonna break him in, May, or? May looked over me once, and for a moment I felt like I was standing back in front of the Great Wolves, before I'd known they were my friends. You're in danger. No, I do not think I will, BC. For a multitude of reasons. First being that he is terrified, and I would never do that. Wrapping him up in my coat and sharing the bed will be more than enough for now. BC shrugged. You know, you always did like your conquests with a bit more fight in them, she said. Well, do your best not to die, Valgardian. Cyrus. I'll be seeing you around. May, was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Yes, there was, but we can talk on the way to your room, and the rest can come tomorrow, May said. Cyrus, you can find your way up to the bed in the loft, correct? Yes, ma'am, I said. May stopped and looked at me. You are very kind and gentle, Cyrus. I hope that we can help protect some measure of that in this cruel, cruel world. The two of them left then, and as the door closed behind them, I tried to pretend that she'd been even the slightest bit confident that we would succeed. Want to know what happens next? Join us on Patreon to become a hero of Edera and get early access to episodes along with bonus features, director's commentary, and the full Tab to Archive. You can also find other ways to support us at the links in the description, and we will see you next week.